Hi students, welcome to my channel SRK English Academy. In this video lesson, we are going to learn GIE versus RP, General Indian English Received Pronunciation. So received pronunciation, it's a standard speech used in London, and it's an accent of British English. So in this video lesson, we are going to learn the differences between General Indian English and the concept of General Indian English, and also received pronunciation. So received pronunciation is also referred to as sometimes Queen's English or BBC English. So let's see the concept of General Indian English in this video lesson. So let's see varieties of Indian English. And we Indians, we do not learn English from an RP speaker or a native English speaker. So we should also remember that the most Indians who learn English learn their own Indian language before they are exposed to English. So we have very strongly formed linguistic habits when we attempt to learn English. So here in India, our regional languages, our mother tongue has a lot of influence on English. So here we see, let's see what are varieties of Indian English. So there are several languages spoken in India. See, we can say here that there are, for example, uh, Tamil English, Telugu English, Kannada English, Malayalam English, Bengali English, Urdu English, Oriya English, Punjabi English, and so on. So there are so many varieties of Indian English. So here each variety, Tamil, Telugu English, Kannada English, each variety being strongly colored by mother tongue of the speakers of these varieties of English. So we can't say strictly that there is a Indian English in the same sense as French English, German English. Yeah, let's see mother tongue influence on English. So here a Tamilian often pronounces egg as jig. So in the place of egg, they pronounce jig. So naturally, uh, native speakers are regional language speakers apply the sounds of their regional language to English words. So then let's see about Telugu speakers. A Telugu speaker says zoo as Jew. Telugu they say Jew instead of zoo. It should be voiced zoo, zoo. Okay, but they say Jew. So this is also influence of their mother tongue. And Bihari pronounces school as school. They add e vowel to s consonant. So they say school. Stamp as stamp. So in the same way, Urdu speakers also pronounce school as school. So these are all uh, examples for influence of mother tongue on English. So and many Bengalis and Oriya people also pronounce these two alike, but in English they are quite different. They have distinct sounds, sip and ship. But they Bengalis and Oriyas they pronounce as same, sip, sip. But actually they are sip and ship. This is s consonant. This is sh consonant. Ship like shun, shet, shine. Okay. This is sip like the sound consonant sound in sin, sit. Okay. So and they also pronounce these words alike, but they are quite different. Sit and seat, sit and seat, but they pronounce the same. Sit, sit. so it's not the correct pronouns. So this is also influence. This is also we see as influence of their mother tongue and English. And let's see Malayalis, how they pronounce these consonants. So p, this is a plosive, and p in temple as b. So temple. So in the place of pa, they pronounce b, temple, temple. Okay, and canteen, in the place of t, t, they pronounce d sound. Canteen, canteen, d sound. K, you see in uncle. So here k sound, uncle. So here they pronounce g, ungle, ungle. So these are some examples of mother tongue influence on English. So let's try to define general Indian English. So if we analyze some of the varieties of Indian English, Tamil English, Malayalam English, uh, Urdu English, Punjabi English, so we find certain common phonological features in them. So here we put the common phonological features of several varieties of Indian English together and remove from each variety certain gross regional features. So here we can identify common phonological features from uh, all the varieties of Indian English, Tamil English, Malayalam English. So then if we remove these gross regional features, certain gross regional features, a variety of English will emerge, which can be called General Indian English. So here a CFL, now it is called IFLU, a CFL, Center for English and Foreign Languages. CFL, now it is called IFLU, EFLU, Hyderabad. So it has analyzed, the scholars, they have analyzed English speech of several educated Indians, and the concept of general Indian English emerged from such analysis. So by general Indian English, GIE, it is meant certain variety of English spoken by educated Indians. So the vowel system of general Indian English, GIE. So in RP, we have 44 sounds, 20 vowels, and 24 consonants. So 20 vowels, out of 20 vowels, there are 12 pure vowels and 8 diphthongs. Whereas in GIE, as opposed to RP, GIE has 11 pure vowels. In RP, we have 12 pure vowels. In GIE, it consists of 11 pure vowels. In RP, 8 diphthongs. In GIE, there are 6 diphthongs. So this is a difference between RP and GIE vowel system. So let us see what are pure vowels and diphthongs in GIE. So we are reading GIE. So long, beat, big, gate, get, bat, past. So here we see uh, caught, caught. So in this GIE concept, General Indian English, so there is no difference we see between these two sounds. Whereas in RP, there is a distinction between these two sounds. For example, in Indian General Indian English, uh, so the distinction between COT, caught, and caught is not made. So both are same. But whereas in RP, British English, so caught is shorter and caught is longer. So it is pronounced with a longer open vowel sound. Okay, just like thought, caught. Okay, so this is short closed vowel sound in RP. But in Indian, general Indian English, so there is no difference we see between these two. There is only one phoneme for this. So these are pure vowels and diphthongs. A, oi, ow, ia, oa, ea. So in RP, there are two phonemes, a short and a long. But in GIE, General English, only one phoneme. So that's why there's a GIE distinction between caught and caught is not made. They are pronounced uh, alike in Indian English. But in RP, there is a clear distinction. This is a short, this is a long, caught. Next, in RP, you see these the three symbols, uh, like in up, cup, and in port, pot, and another sound which is schwa sound, about, about. So these three sounds we found in RP, this is pronunciation, but whereas GIE has only one phoneme in place of these three, that is this. Okay. So next, GIE has two pure vowels or monophthongs, these two, in place of RP, A, ow. So in RP, for example, A, play, eight, eight, play, play, eight. Next sound, ow, out, out, now. So in place of these diphthongs, GA has two pure vowels or monophthongs. These are these two in place of these two diphthongs. So in the place of diphthongs, they GI Indian English has pure vowels, so that you have to remember. Next, then E, U. These are closer and less centralized than their RP counterparts. Let's see in RP. So in RP they are centralized. Okay. So in GIE they are tense. See the examples. Then GIE vowel in words like pot is more front than back, whereas RP uses a back vowel. So in RP, PART, it is fully back and open vowel. See, uh, pot, pot, pot. Okay, so this is in RP, it's a back vowel, open vowel, but in general in English, it is front. So in RP, we have 24 consonant sounds, but whereas in GIE, it consists of 23. So in RP 24, in GIE 23 consonants. So this is the difference. And also we see in GIE plosives, t, d. So these plosives, what are plosives? Plosives are they are complete closure in the mouth and sudden releasing of lung air to the mouth. Plosive, explosive, sudden complete closure in the mouth. Then we release air to the mouth. So those are plosives. So for example, p, b, t, d, k, g. These are all plosives. So GIA has these t, d plosives instead of fricatives. So fricatives S, S. So fricatives, what are fricatives? So there is a friction, friction. So instead of these fricatives, Indian English speakers use these plosives. And GIE has one phoneme, va, in place of the English phonemes wa and va. So here we see the W and a V. These are very clear. There is a clear distinction between these two sounds in RP. But whereas in Indian English, we have only one sound, that is va. For example, when you pronounce a W, water, so lips are rounded. So va sound. When you pronounce va, this is VINE, for example, va. So your upper teeth touch the lower lip. So that is the difference. But Indians do not differentiate uh, between these pairs. But in RP, there is a clear differentiation between these two sounds. Indian pronounce these two sounds alike. But as an RP, W should be rounded, lips should be rounded, and whereas wine, your upper teeth should touch the lower lip. Wine, west, west. So this is the difference. So let's see. There are some phonetic differences between RP and GIE. So in GIE, this sound doesn't occur finally. So this is a nasal sound. So nasal sounds, what are nasal sounds? So there are complete oral closure in the mouth. The air escapes through the nose. So those are called nasal sounds. So nasal sounds are represented by M, M, N, M, M. So these three are nasal sounds. So the word final is represented by the letters NG. For example, let's see RING. So this is a sound ING, NG. Then SING, NG, YONG, NG. So this NG is represented by this nasal sound. So here in GIE, Indians introduce G after sound. They pronounce these words as ring, sing, young. So g. Last they pronounce g sound. Ring, sing, young. But it's not correct. So they should pronounce like with the final ng. For example, they are all uh, nasal sounds. So ring, sing, young. So these are uh, pronounced in RP. Okay. So in received pronunciation, British accent R has some rules, whereas in GIE it is rolled R or a tap. In most Indians pronounce R in all positions wherever the R is found in spelling. But whereas in received pronunciation, British accent, so R is pronounced before a vowel, and it is silent before a consonant, or is silent before a consonant, and at the end of a word, or is silent. At the end of a word, or is silent. So unless it is followed by a vowel. So these three rules are in received pronunciation in British accent, but in Indian English, general Indian English, it is pronounced in all positions wherever the R is found in spelling. So next, so in Indians, they tend to pronounce words with medial double consonant letters. Let's see some examples. They prolong those consonants, and they pronounce double consonant with prolonged articulation in English words. It's a direct result of phonological transfer from their mother tongue native languages. So let's see examples: upper, utter, summer, running. So these are pronounced in generally in English with a prolonged articulation. So in all several Indian languages, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, and Bengali, so they are prolonged. So in double consonants letters in these words are prolonged, and and you see PP, TT, MM, NN. So in these letters they are prolonged. So next, many of these features of GIE, it should be pointed out, do not affect intelligibility within India. However, if international intelligibility is what is aimed at, the consonants, these consonants should be acquired. So in India, with the varieties of English, there is no problem. But if you want an international intelligibility, Indians should acquire these consonants perfectly, because Indians pronounce they have problem with these consonants. Indian pronounce va and wa in the same pronunciation alike. So these they should learn these consonants perfectly.